You know, sometimes I feel like I was born in the wrong generation. To get a clue of how old I am going to be 27 next month. Surely you can do the math. Now, what I'm talking about, so I am not really a fan of today's technology. Personally, to me, I think technology, for the most part, makes people dumber. Now, there's some benefits and there's some disadvantages to it. Now, but in a better perspective of how old I am, the year I was born, they almost invented the DVD player, and the VCR was starting to go out of style. That I tell you right there. And I'm not really a fan. Like I said, I'm not a fan of today's technology that much. I like some of it, but a lot of it I don't. Personally, I got smart TVs, smartphones, smart watches, and even smart cars. But yet, there's no smart people. Because technology is taking over all the intelligence, people don't have to think. Give you an example. Be in Walmart, be at the cash register, cashier rings them up. They take him and tell him to insert. They take and press the button. They see it says insert card, and they'll go, "Is it ready yet?" Well, it says insert card. What do you think? See, around my time when I was born, they didn't really use cards that much. They used straight cash. But cards are helpful to a degree. But when it says insert, that probably tells you it's ready, people. Or another crazy thing I don't get. You buy a small item, like a $2 item, but pay with a $100 bill. What is wrong with you all? Just keep the $100 bill in your wallet and pay with a card. And I don't understand why you all get mad when the cashier cannot take and break it. I've seen them not say they can't break it, and they literally take the item and throw it at them. I mean, it's not their fault, people. They just work there. Or like, I'll be honest with you, I like country music, but I'm not a fan of today's country. I mostly like the 80s and 90s and 70s. Most people these days, they barely even know who them singers are. They're my age. Felt like I should have been born back in the 70s or 80s. Now, there's some things I like in this generation. Certain movies I like, stuff like that. Certain games I like. I like games a little bit, not much. Some technology I like, but for the most part, I'm not a fan of this generation. And truthfully, quite honestly, a lot of people my age, we're talking about the same people that I can't even tell you when the Civil War was or what it was about. And whoever can, put in the comments. I'd love to hear this. see how many people can get it right. Yeah, most people these days, they just are so dependent on technology, they barely know anything. I actually question people how this world is still surviving. I'm not lying to you. Another thing is, a lot of people these days are a little bit wussified. if I can use that language. Like a lot of them these days are scared of people carrying a gun or any kind of weapon. They see that, they get scared to death. A lot of states now won't even let you like, I kid you not. This is how wussified this generation is. I read this. In Vermont, you can't even defend yourself in your own home, or you get arrested. What's up with that? At least over here, we can do that. In my state. But if I'm not mistaken, Vermont's the only one that does that. Now, some of them have it in practice, but at least they can still do it. But then again, that's what you get when you take and elect Democrats. And thankfully, this generation, they can't even tell you most of the time what the president does. And most of them don't even look at the ballot. They just see who's Democrat or Republican, and they check that automatically. Shows you why this country's so screwed up. And in the colleges, they teach them the Democratic way, or the liberal way, I should say. There's a little bit of a difference, in my opinion. They teach them the liberal way, and if they disagree with it, they fail them or kick them out. This generation doesn't even have a set on them anymore to defend themselves, in my opinion. If they had to be called to war, they'd be too scared to go. Or if they had to defend themselves in their home, they'd rather run. Most of them don't even know how to shoot a gun these days. Most of them probably couldn't even load it. To me, it's sad. Or they probably, to be honest with you, they probably couldn't even use a knife. Not even a little pocket knife these days. I can remember my grandfather, he would take a pocket knife and actually cut his fingernails with it. Let me tell you something. If you see somebody that does that and they try to give you advice, you better take it. And he would even take and cut an apple and eat it right off the blade. These days, I bet you kids are too scared to even try that. Scared they'd hurt themselves. Well, good grief. Poor little thing. Yeah, I don't get it. Yeah, once we get a generation that gets a set on again, I will be surprised. But something tells me that will never happen again. I don't know. Tell you guys, I'm just, like I said, I'm sad to be part of this generation. But you can live with it. I don't know. I guess all I can do is tick people out if they don't like it. Too bad. Well, guys, that's just my little spat for the day. I'll probably be doing some more like this once in a while, some more personal videos. So keep watching, and I'll see you then.